Hey everyone, Eric here. I am the host of the Unseen Paranormal Podcast. Join me for a new episode every Wednesday as I delve into the unseen world with historians, authors, researchers, and investigators as we try to understand and make sense of the paranormal. You can listen to past and future episodes on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, or at unseenparanormalpodcast.com. Please like the show on Facebook and share with your friends. And remember, some of the scariest things are unseen.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Southern Ghost Stories, where we take you on a ghost tour to some of the most haunted places in the South. I'm your host Chelsea, along with Alan.
Hey there.
We hope you enjoyed our last episode on the Boston Athenaeum. Today, we're heading back down south to talk about the Tutwiler Hotel in Birmingham, Alabama. Alan, can you give us some background on the old hotel?
When you talk about downtown Birmingham, one of the most important men in the town's history is Major Edward Tutwiler. Having been the son of a prominent attorney in Virginia, Tutwiler began studying engineering at the Virginia Military Institute. However, his studies were interrupted when the Civil War started. Tutwiler sided with his home state Virginia and joined the Confederate Army. Since his father was an important man, Edward Tutwiler wasn't sent to the front lines, and he mostly stayed in Richmond to protect the capital of the Confederacy.
Tutwiler did fight in one battle, though. It was in the Battle of New Market, which took place in Virginia. That day, the rebels launched a successful attack on Union forces in Shenandoah County under Major General John C. Breckinridge.
And just an interesting side note, Breckinridge was the vice president of the United States under James Buchanan. After losing his bid for the presidency against Abraham Lincoln, Breckinridge returned to Kentucky and joined the Confederacy a few months later. I think it's so interesting that a former vice president was a Confederate general, but that fact is glossed over and no one really talks about it.
But back to Major Tutwiler. After the war between the states, Tutwiler began working as an engineer for a railroad company in Pennsylvania. The old soldier was a hard worker and advanced quickly. Eventually, he took up a position in Georgia and wound up in Alabama. While in Alabama, Tutwiler started Tutwiler Coal and Iron Company that eventually became Birmingham Coal and Iron. Tutwiler became a very wealthy man and invested some of his money in a luxurious apartment building on the corner of 20th Street and 5th Avenue North in downtown Birmingham. The 9-story red brick building, built in 1913, was called the Ridgely Apartments. And of course, Major Tutwiler got one of the largest apartments for himself. Major Tutwiler also built an opulent hotel called the Tutwiler, down the street from the Ridgely Apartments on the corner of 5th and 20th Street North.
In 1924, at the age of 78, Tutwiler contracted pneumonia. Being an older man, he couldn't shake it and decided some ocean air might be good for his lungs. Major Tutwiler and his wife booked a trip to India to visit his son. Sadly, after one day at sea, he passed away. After Tutwiler's death, his hotel flourished. The hotel was a place to be seen in Birmingham and was where presidents, actors, and famous entertainers stayed.
In 1930, tragedy struck the hotel when Ada Camp, the manager of the apartments, fell out of a window of her 6th-story apartment. She died immediately upon impact.
By the mid-20th century, the hotel was getting older and it started to fall into a state of disrepair. Eventually, in the 1970s, it was torn down. But in 1986, Tutwiler's great-grandson and a group of investors decided to bring back the Tutwiler Hotel and bought the old Ridgely apartment building to house the new hotel. After extensive renovations, the Tutwiler Hotel reopened that December.
The new Tutwiler was a hit and one of the finest hotels in Birmingham. In fact, notable politicians such as Bob Dole, Al Gore, President George H.W. Bush all stayed in the hotel when they were in Birmingham. Even celebrities like Mick Jagger, Billy Joel, and Janet Jackson stayed at the Tutwiler. Today, the Tutwiler is still one of the nicest places to stay in downtown Birmingham. It's a part of the Hilton family, so you know you can expect a quality hotel if you book a reservation.
The Tutwiler isn't just one of the best hotels in the Magic City, it's also one of the most haunted too. The hotel is haunted by someone who likes to make a mess in the bar area. Things got so bad that eventually employees began greeting Mr. Tutwiler, and they asked him not to make a mess. When I visited the hotel last year, I talked to one of the desk clerks about the alleged hauntings. At first he told me he wasn't supposed to talk about it, but when I pressed him and told him I'd heard things about the hotel, he begrudgingly admitted that there were stories, some of which were online, but he firmly told me again, we aren't supposed to talk about it. The following morning, I talked to another desk clerk. She was a little more friendly and wouldn't confirm or deny anything initially. She explained that Hilton didn't want the staff members to talk about the hauntings. But after she told me she couldn't talk about the ghosts, she kept talking about them, so I kept quiet and listened to what she had to say. According to the employee, Mr. Tutwiler is believed to be hanging out on the 5th floor. Another spirit, that of a young lady, resides on the 4th floor. Supposedly in the 1970s, the hotel became a home for wayward girls.
One particular young lady got involved with a local man and it ended badly. She went to the roof one night and jumped. Since then, an apparition of a lady in white has been spotted on the 4th floor. Some of the guests on that floor have even claimed to hear someone knocking on doors on the floor late at night.
Interestingly enough, the desk clerk also told me that there are canals that run underneath the hotel. And actually, she's right. When I got home, I did some digging and there was a large water source in the corner where the Tutwiler stands today, and it was used as a well. Supposedly, the city just built everything on top of the water source, and they're still there today.
We hope you enjoyed our ghost tour of the Tutwiler Hotel. Please check out our website, southernghoststories.com, where you can find old podcasts and the books we've written. And feel free to leave a comment or send us a message on our Facebook or Instagram accounts. Let us know about any creepy experiences you may have had. And feel free to give us some ideas on new locations you'd like to hear about on future shows.
And those books Chelsea mentioned are Southern Ghost Stories, Historical Hauntings, Haunted Hotels, Ghost of Gallatin, and Murfreesboro, Spirits of Stones River. Be sure to check out our Southern Ghost Stories Facebook page for some events we have coming up Memorial Day weekend. We'll be doing investigations of 4 separate haunted places in the Middle Tennessee area. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'll go ahead and give you a sneak peek. The first location will be the City Cafe in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. It will be on Thursday, May 27th. Be sure to subscribe and leave a 5-star review. Those reviews are quite helpful, and we appreciate everyone who's taken a few minutes to do it for us. Please come take another ghost tour with us next time as we head up north to talk about the Hamilton Turner Inn in Savannah, Georgia. After losing his... stop tapping your feet? This is a history and haunting podcast, not clogging and square dancing.
I really don't like saying that name.
Totally.
Hey, say Tutwiler 5 times fast.
Tutwiler, 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 Tutwiler. I did it.
No, you didn't. You messed up.
You do it.
Well, no, I could barely get it through one time. I'm surprised I was able to say it as many times as I did.
Major Tutwiler and his wife booked a trip to India to visit his son. Sadly, after one day at sea, he passed away.
I hope she knew how to drive that boat.
I'm pretty sure it was like a luxurious cruise ship. He was a wealthy guy.
Could you imagine just being stranded and you don't know how to drive this boat and you don't know where you are, you don't know how to read your GPS?
And your dead husband's right beside you?
That would be terrible.
By the mid-20th century, the hotel was getting older and it started to fall into a state of despair. Despair. Disrepair. It's one and the same.
I don't think it is.
Well, if you were in a state of disrepair, I'm sure you're despaired.
The new Tutwiler was a hit and one of the finest hotels in Birmingham. In fact, notable politicians such as Bob Dale,
Bob Dale? Bob Dale, wasn't he like the county commissioner for Huntsville or something?
I don't know.